Oh my goodness, I've been trying to go live, The signal is not that great from the beach. Oh boy. But I'm out here enjoying myself. And I told you yesterday, I know you can't see all the houses, but this is a black owned beach. Nothing but professionals. Each of the families that own the properties, they cannot sell the property to either someone outside of the family or someone of another culture. They are doing their best to maintain that. And this is just a few of the houses from the group. But anyway, so today, Precious Mother Love is going to talk about some things that I had a hard time talking about before. And so I recently had an experience. Love+Art equals wellness. Welcome to our happy hour, season 5. Precious Mother Love. I see myself well. But anyway, so today's topic is about something that happened to me about 3 weeks ago, maybe. A near-death experience. And the near-death experience was, it was scary. It was scary. So I was doing a breathing exercise, a part of the gateway meditation. And, I usually suggest that you have someone to spot you, have someone with you, have someone that is there for safety purposes, and I violated my own safety instructions, my own precautions. And so I did not have someone else with me. It was amazingly, it was successful in one way and not successful in the other. So the way that it was successful was that I was at the gateway, in the gateway, doing gateway things because I had the music on. I had, I make a tape of my mantra, some music in the background. So it's almost very sing-songy. Not almost, it's very sing-songy. And I had been, I did the breathing exercise and I actually passed out. I fainted or whatever. I don't know. Just passed out. Fell, hit my head, woke up. And when I woke up, I was on the floor. And what woke me up, the first thing I heard, the voice in my head was, something feels funny. And I started laughing. Something feels funny. And that was me coming back too. That was me coming back to life. That was me connecting back to this side. And so, yeah, I don't know how long I was out. I don't know how close I was to remain in that realm. I had programmed, like I said, I had my mantras on, and I was definitely in the mindset, in the energy, the intention, the attention, all that good stuff. I'm out here picking stuff. The water's coming up. I'm out here foraging for some beautiful stones to use for some of my energetic healing tools, my copper and crystal healing tools. And so I may get the phone close to my face every once in a while because I'm trying to make sure, don't step on my dress. I'm trying to make sure that, I stay energetically correct. Since I am picking pieces from the beach, this black beach, I think that these stones have been charged, what can I say, generations, ancestors that were here, had stepped on some of these shores, some of these stones, and some of these crystals that are making up the sand. So I figure I'd come get connected to the ancestors and would have a conversation with you about my near-death experience. So, I do recall that, so I know I was out. Don't know how long I was out. I do know that when I came back, I had injured myself in a couple of places, and those injuries actually healed within, some of them within hours, because of course that's the way that I roll. And some of them, oh, what is this rock? Let me turn this around. Can I turn it around? Is that to turn it around? No, that's not to turn it around. Let's take the glasses off. See it. Oh, this will turn it around. So what is this stone? What is this? It's probably some kind of clay pot, maybe. Is it a rock? Oh, it seems like a rock. Okay. So I'm still picking pretty rocks today. I was doing that yesterday. But in any case, I had gone to the other side, and I had taken care of some things for myself, and I had come back to tell myself, hey, you can laugh at this now. Things are going to get better. Don't worry about things. And things immediately started getting better. And my thing, the things that I had put into the gateway had really started, the fruit of my labor is now definitely in full swing. I went out the next day and made a tremendous amount, more than I usually do, sold a lot of jewelry, and it was very, and has been very progressive. I've been able to get my balanced rest. I've been sleeping very well. Of course, since the solar eclipse, I've been having more and more vivid dreams, and I really, that sounds like clay, but a little bit of a difference. All right, so let me collect a few more things. Try to program myself of what to do, and I really to the gateway. And when I got back, of course, this is not suggested that you put yourself at the point where you actually fall out. Whether you're imagining it or whether you actually sensing it. Okay, looks like I got a certain part of the beach to get the signal. Someone told me that the best way to get the signal was to be next to the water. So, but what I was saying was, it's definitely a advantage. The gateway. So, as I said before, the gateway was something. And let me turn it back around at me and see if I can do that. Although you guys are probably enjoying seeing that. It says, "Is your best friend single?" I would say BF, whatever the case is, because best friend, I don't, whatever the case is. What's that, Cregan? And then feed, please. Feed. Any case. So I'm going to stay on this side of the beach so that I can be close to the signal. So I hope you're hearing these wonderful waves and enjoying it. And hopefully you'll also enjoy some of what I have to say. So the near-death experience, the gateway experience, they are very, very closely associated. The near-death experience was, I believe I went to the gateway. And the gateway was something that I downloaded from one of my sun gazing episodes. And not just one, actually it started with a dream. It was all a dream. Let me fix this chair. And then I can cut the sound well enough so that you can actually hear me. And the wind wouldn't be too bad, hopefully. Okay, so yeah, so I know that the CIA, has something similar to what I have. There's some elements of the same thing in it. Just to be very, very honest, how I started explaining a moment ago. So, it started as a dream. Something came to me as a dream, told me I was going to be using something from my childhood, and that was going to be a segue into, actually, that was the final. So what I learned when I was a child was a breathing exercise, and that breathing exercise is the final step in stepping into the gateway for the gateway meditation that was put together. So the dream came and forecasted, this is the end result, this is what's going to happen, and it involves something from your childhood. So then I started sun gazing and consciously requesting, well, hey, what goes between those pieces of bread, let's put some meat and potatoes in there. What in the heck is the the guts of the thing? So for about 7 days, each day I would meditate, and it would give me another piece of it. And so, like the final day, the seventh day, was kind of like bringing it all together to tell me actually what it was, because I did not know it was a meditation until it was about 5 steps in, and I was like, oh, okay. So, it definitely does involve your chakras. It involves a couple of breathing techniques. It involves you setting your intentions, you putting some energy into position so that you can have everything lined up for yourself. And once you line everything up for yourself, then you actually program the water that you're going to sip. You're going to do some exercises where you're going to activate your chakras, tapping your chakras, breathing, doing intentional Kundalini activation kind of stuff. And then, because the Kundalini is actually a cycle, it's the energy, you become a closed circuit, and that energy circulates, and that circuit gets amped up. And as it amps up, that's when your Merkaba is activated. So Kundalini is separate from the Merkaba activation. And so this gateway puts you in the control seat for being able to take you from the Kundalini up to activation of the Merkaba. So I believe that's what happened. I activated my Merkaba, and I don't know how to drive that thing yet. I mean, I may have had some successful trips and voyages to other dimensions and in other ways where I was able to match the energy or the frequency of that particular dimension, or of that next level energy that I was trying to get to. Or, in some cases I have not necessarily been the one to try it, but it happened. And so, I'm at the point where I'm starting to try to regain and learn, what are these things. So I am being very open to what I learn each time. And so that particular time, I do know, like I said, I did go to the gateway, and some of the things that I programmed were like automatically happening, like little dance steps lighting up, take this step, take that step, and I magnetized or attracted to me some things that, big wig, high level control position, director of this, and leader of that, and so on and so on. So I'm like, whoa, am I ready for that? And that's why I said before, one of my really makes, you have to be ready. And if you're not ready, then, why were you asking and you weren't really in position, where's your catcher's mitt? The ball, somebody tossed you the ball, it's time to get out on the court and get it done. So that is what happened at that point. Now, to be very honest, I had been deciding that I was going to be elevating my game to new levels and was preparing myself. So back in February, I started a process to get involved with the Landmark Forum. And so now, so I went through a couple of months of coaching, and then went through a couple of days. How many hours? 13. So 39 hours, almost 40 hours, probably 40 hours, because I stayed late on a couple of nights, of digging into my own stuff, my own messiness, whatever. There's questions, there's some real life reflecting on yourself. So, I've been into that process. So I'm seeing that what some of my growth pains are, and I've been doing the pitches as, you're supposed to share with your loved ones some things about this process. And so, I don't know if I consider you guys loved ones, so I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty deal, but to just say that, it lined up perfectly with where I was in my life and what I was trying to do, and so it's moving right along in the right direction. So anyway, lining up with my gateway, right? And I only say it that way, lining up with my gateway. I just, because, I've made it such a process for myself that, it's called the meditation gateway. I'm sorry, the gateway meditation. And it is something that my partner and I, High Priest Master Chef and the Temple Mother Earth, for about a year, we did meditations twice a month, but most times on new moon and full moon. And then we also had the integration events that we would host, where people would be talking about, well, what happened with your gateway process? How did it go for you? We're still learning and we're still growing, and it's still expanding into a more and more in-depth activity. It's very, very easy, but it becomes complex once you get into the intricacies of, what are you doing with your energy, and how, like, the controllers, like, I now feel like in this, what is this matrix, in this energy grid that we are on, that we are living within the hologram, the, what do they call that, the quantum field that I feel I'm currently within, that we as individuals, as humans, are within as individuals. But this whole field, we're all connected by the same energy. Like, I'm breathing the same air, even though it's air on this side of the country, that the folks in another area of the country or the world are breathing, basically. There may be some changes in the quality of the air, but this is just like this wide open ocean, the beach. Like, anybody who's swimming in it, we're all swimming in the air that is gaseous, the air that is connecting us. The water is connecting everything that's in the water, and the air is connecting us to that as well. So, as above, so below kind of stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you what I felt was a deepening and an additional depth of the gateway due to my near-death experience. And I think it was a near-death experience. The reason why I say that has a lot to do with the fact that I blacked out and I have no recollection of what happened while I was out, and no recall of time. It was as though I was astroplaning, I guess you could say. I'm going to probably do some sort of regression so that I can get back to exactly what it was. But for now, let's just say I know I was on the other side. And because of the results of what I know I was doing that day, as far as programming my energy and my stream of the things I'm attracting and repelling. So I think it was definitely successful. So for that reason, it was beneficial for the process. So anyway, more love and wellness. Love+Art equals wellness. Heart Happy Hour, Season 5. Don't want to hold you for long. Let me see. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about before I leave? I think I can see a few. Let's see. Hello, Taylor. How are you? More love and wellness. More love and wellness, Taylor. Thanks for joining me. Have you ever had a near-death experience? Have you ever done any sort of breathing exercises that took you to the nirvana plane, or took you to a place of aeration where you felt connected to the all? Oh, something is under the water there. Something dark. I've seen some sharks come up close, but I don't think that's what that would be. But yesterday when we went on the boat, and sorry I couldn't take you guys on the boat with me, my phone charge went all the way out. I got on the boat, I turned it on, I was about to do a live, and kapow, it I was like at 11% when I got on the boat, but as soon as I got on the water, it absorbed all of my energy to try to keep a signal. So, and soon I'll have to show photos and pictures another time of the boat or some boat activities. And I stay close to the water, and I do a lot of boating. Was raised every summer. We went to the families. We had various beach houses up and down the East Coast that we would go to that were in the family. That, in some cases there was like this beach property. And, just FYI, just a little caveat. So my uncle, I think I'm going to turn this around instead of having this in my face. My uncle, here we go. Will you turn around? Yeah, so my uncle owned, I think it was the first black yacht club in Maryland. I'm not sure for sure, but that's what we said when I was a youngster. That was what was said. And he was a dentist, and he had some other dentists that I believe were partners, or like a couple of the hotels in DC were owned by doctors and dentists together. I recall that as I was coming up as well. We used to have some really, really affluent business activities in the DC local DMV area that don't seem to be as obvious or prevalent at the moment. Maybe, we've spread out. Maybe they're commonplace more so now that, so I don't hear the type of, chatter about it as I used to. But in any case, yeah, so my family, we had boats, we had beach houses, and we had a lot of water in our life. My life as a youth coming up. So I stay close to the water. I stay close to, it just, the negative ions as they wash over me, they put me in such a beautiful place. The energy just continues to wash over me as each of these waves continue to, come to the shore, and as the wind blows, and I hope the wind isn't too bad, I hope you can hear me. But yeah, I am in my happy place. This is my sweet spot. This is my happy place. And I am totally enjoying the opportunity to take a day's break and put my energy into a more balanced position. So, in any case, One Love and Wellness family, that's about it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for checking in. I just want to make sure that I get these tidbits off my chest while I have a beautiful environment near me. Sidebar, caveat, the water here in this part of, we're in Virginia, this part of Virginia, it's seemingly to get more of a blue tinge to it. It's not as brown as it had been. It's even a little more clear than it had been. I'm not exactly sure why or what's going on. It reminds me of when you get to, because I'm on the other side of Ocean City. So, and I'm seeing riptides. It's so interesting when you watch these things. It looks like it's a riptide right out in the middle that's bringing the water from the shore out. Okay, because it had doubled back a couple times. So these bigger waves, the water seems to be getting more blue and clearer, which means that folks, I for a long time don't get in this water. I'll get in the boat. I'll touch my feet, baby. Matter of fact, let me let it go. Let me go touch my feet in this water now before I sign out. Oh, these little rocks. Oh, they're not. Oh, this little teeny rocks, they hurt. All right, get my toes wet. Woo! Come on, here, water. Thank you. All right, you guys. Woo! One Love and Wellness family. That was my perching spot right there as I came down coming into the area the last couple of years. All these little things. Oh goodness. Anyway, well, love and wellness, family. Ashe, love plus art equals wellness. Let's see. Heart Happy Hour, season 5. Season 5. Season 5. Yes, we have had 5 seasons, and it has gone really well. So, one love, peace, and Sue. And that's what I do with my grandson. So, Ashe, speak with you soon. See you next time. And hopefully I'll have some more in-depth stuff to talk about. Because, I talked about and this is, I don't know why I'm starting to tell you all this at the last minute, but remember I spoke about snoring being a language. I think there's a major industry over sleep disorders. And I think that part of it is hiding some of what we could be accessing as another way of getting to be in touch with our spirit. And I think that snoring is one of those ways that once you're in the sleep and you're actually snoring, I don't know about the stopping of the breathing thing, but I do know that there are a lot of people who snore, and when I've heard them snore, I swear it sounds like a language, sound like the spirit speaking to me, and that's me on no influence, under no influence at all. So maybe, But anyway, so the snoring I think is a language. I believe that our wisdom teeth had been purposely removed so that we wouldn't decalcify our pineal gland. And I'm still on the tip that our pineal gland has a upper level system. So we know our chakras are associated with organs, and I know that system has, that's a separate spiritual, system that's connected to our organs. But I believe there's an even higher system that connects those two together, meaning the chakras connecting us to the Kundalini, connecting us to the Merkaba. I believe that the organs that we have been encouraged to either pollute, through fluoride in our water, through purposeful extractions of certain organs. I think that the push for those organs to be removed was related to dumbing down our spiritual connection, our God spark connection, our connection to the all spark, to the creator, to the original source, to source energy. So anyway, I'll talk more about those again next time. Thanks for hanging in there. One love. Ashe. Ashe. Oh. Ashe. Oh. Did I click the right thing?